Okay, this is my post-fight thoughts on Tony Ferguson versus Kevin Lee. Okay, so Tony Ferguson lost round one, and Kevin Lee lost round two. And Tony Ferguson got the triangle choke at round three. Okay, this fight was a little weird. Tony Ferguson looked a little rusty. He 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 did look a little rusty. That was his. If he wasn't as rusty, he could have probably got the finish a little earlier. And with Kevin Lee, his cardio wasn't as good as we all thought it was. He he was getting a little tired. Um, Tony Ferguson got taken down a few times. Uh, he he almost got the armbar in round three, but then he switched it to a triangle, and he got the choke. He did try this in round two. I think round two or round one, but Kevin Lee was able to escape that triangle choke. Um, if Kevin Lee survived that round, he would have won that round. If he would have survived that round, he, he needs to improve his cardio and his ground defense. That's pretty much his ground defense. If he had a better ground defense and better cardio in this fight, he probably would have won this fight. Due to Tony Ferguson's he took a year off. He looked really rusty. He got knocked down. He did knock down Kevin Lee though, but the stand up of Tony Ferguson, it really wasn't there. The only thing that was really there was his back game. That's it. That was his. That was the only thing good about Tony Ferguson in this fight was his jiu-jitsu. That was it. With Kevin Lee, it was his wrestling, his takedown. But like I said, the takedown control wasn't there. The, but his takedown was. So if he just had the cardio and the takedown control, he probably would have. He probably would have got a rear naked choke in round four or round five, or maybe even round three. It's just his cardio and his takedown takedown defense. No, takedown control. Yeah, his control. What is not that good at the high level. Um, if he fought, if he I wouldn't be surprised if he fights Khabib and Tony Ferguson fights Conor McGregor at this point. Uh, if Kevin Lee fights Khabib, it's gonna be very interesting. But not really because let's be honest here. If he fights Khabib's gonna pretty much take him to decision. Maybe get a rear naked choke. I like Kevin Lee, but he's not creative. He needs to be like either Tony Ferguson, be good at everything, or like Khabib, be good, be a master at one thing. So be good at everything, or be a master at one thing. That that's Khabib and Tony Ferguson. Kevin Lee's like in a weird spot where he's really good at wrestling, but if you have good jiu-jitsu, he's gonna have trouble with you. He's really good at boxing, but it's almost like he just likes to wrestle more. So he's not. He's a good, athletic, strong, powerful, fast guy. But like when I see him kick, when I see him kickbox, box, do Muay Thai, it it's like he's just doing that all for wrestling. But when it comes to his wrestling, when it comes to his ground control, it's not that good as Khabib. So it's good, but it's just not the level of Khabib. You know what I'm saying? And maybe let's do real talk here because he was throwing some bombs at Tony Ferguson in round one. So that's why it's like weird because we'll never know if he does have good ground control yet at the high level because his cardio wasn't there. And Tony Ferguson took a year off. So what if he never took that year off? What if he fought this year earlier this year and he wasn't like rusty. He you, and then Tony Ferguson submits him in the second round. So it's like so it's like a this fight's like very odd, you know. Um, it, I don't see Tony Ferguson beating Conor McGregor. I don't see Tony Ferguson beating Conor McGregor. If he fights Conor McGregor, he's gonna get knocked out. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna say that because Tony Ferguson cannot take Conor McGregor down. Conor definitely knows now not to take Tony down. I Tony does have a good chin, but if he fights Conor McGregor, he's gonna get knocked out. If Kevin Lee fights Conor McGregor, he has a chance to beat Conor McGregor because he can probably take him down and and do like a ground and pound TKO. Khabib, if he fights Conor McGregor, he's gonna take him down and it's gonna go to decision, and he's gonna win on points. So, so it's like a if if Kevin Lee just had his cardio on points, he would have he would have, in my opinion, he would have beaten Tony Ferguson. He would have had to win over Tony Ferguson if his cardio was on point, but it wasn't. So it was like so it's like a uh, and, and, and this was his best chance to get the win because Tony Ferguson had the year off, which means he was rusty. So if they fight again, Tony Ferguson is. It might be even closer if Kevin Lee's cardio gets better. It might get it might get closer. Tony wins one round, Kevin Lee gets one round, and then boom, Kevin Lee gets rear naked choke, but Tony gets his stars or another or another triangle choke. So it's like a. But if he doesn't get his cardio up, if they ever fight again, Tony Ferguson is gonna do a lot better because he's gonna be more active and stuff like that. So those are my thoughts. Kevin Lee needs to improve his cardio. Tony Ferguson needs to stay more active if he ever want if he wants to beat Conor McGregor. If he takes another year off and fights Conor McGregor, he's gonna get knocked out. I'm sorry, he's gonna get knocked the fuck out. Okay, uh, Kevin Lee, he's Kevin Lee's what, 24, 25. Kevin Lee can easily come back, and he can be the welterweight, lightweight champion within 2 years. 1 or 2 years. And and if he improves his ground offense and defense, he improves his boxing. He gets more creative. Maybe after this loss, he becomes way different, way better. Because let's be honest here, Tony Ferguson has been through a lot of wars. Tony Ferguson's he t- Tony Ferguson, the way he fights, he probably fights 2 to 4 more fights next. If he and that's it. If he fights Conor McGregor, he's gonna make millions of dollars. He's probably gonna retire because he just takes so much beating, and he has a kid. He has a family. Tony Ferguson is a really smart man. So the future is Kevin Lee, but he that's just it. He's the future. Right now, right now it's like Tony Ferguson, Kevin Lee, Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is a joke. He and he Nate Diaz is good, but Nate Diaz is like he's his own little thing right now because he's probably gonna fight Conor McGregor one more time, and then he's gonna retire. But right now it's pretty much Khabib, maybe Edson, Tony Ferguson, Conor McGregor, and Conor McGregor. But the future, in my opinion, definitely is Kevin Lee. This fight was basically his first big fight. This was his first big fight. Michael Chiesa also took a year off. He took a year off. He fought Kevin Lee. He looked rusty. That that win was kind of weird. He was probably gonna get the win anyways. It was just weird how it ended. So Kevin Lee's the future, and then the top five you see now, it, that that top five is gonna be like around for 1 or 2 years left, and then after that we're gonna see guys like Kevin Lee, Alan Quinta, and these other guys are younger, and maybe some of them come from Bellator and stuff like that. So those are my thoughts on this fight. It was a great fight. Tony Ferguson needs to stay active. Kevin Lee needs to stay active too. Great fight. Hopefully Khabib comes back and Conor McGregor fights Tony Ferguson, and maybe Edson fights Kevin Lee or something like that. Um, or Edson fights Khabib. You know, but and one more thing: if Conor McGregor fights Nate Diaz in March, Tony Ferguson should not fucking wait, because as soon as he waits, he's gonna be rusty again. In this, he's gonna get knocked out in the first round. He needs to fight Khabib or Edson Barbosa. He needs to stay active, and he needs to improve his defense and implement and just keep the ball rolling to get prepared for Conor McGregor, especially after Conor McGregor fought boxing and he's learned so much and stuff like that. He has fought in boxing. Conor McGregor, when he comes back to the UFC, if he fights Nate Diaz, which most likely he will, he's probably gonna knock Nate Diaz in the first round. But those are my thoughts. All right, thanks for watching.